test the suppling and the connection. So just go ahead and trot when you're ready. That's right, a little bit lively, a little bit from behind. And so how are you today?
I'm doing very well. How are you, sir?
That's nice. Yes, this is a good start. Let's, on the far side, carry it straight and see if you can keep the same things happening. Good. So before each corner, a little suppling preparation that you keep the pole soft and the horse stays that round and you gradually energize. But I like this right now. This is a very good beginning. Cross the diagonal.
No, I had to go home and do stalls and get everything ready for the week. We just moved on to cold weather.
Soften the right jaw and push him into his left ear and make him a little lower rounder. Circling in that end.
He didn't hear you.
The energy is good. Later we'll make it maybe a hair slower but still lively. Make the pole drop down and soften under the neck. Yes, good, that's better. And straight ahead again. And anytime you're feeling hot or thirsty, you tell us and we'll vote as to whether or not you care. All right?
He makes things so much fun and so interesting. No, you're okay. Sure. Oh, yeah.
Fine. Don't rush. Let's do the center line.
It's over here. This is no way.
And keep the jaw alive and down and round. Like that. Exactly like that. At the end, track left. And let's come on the middle circle. So now, I want you to prepare for the walk, and I emphasize prepare, because sometimes they get cruising along and it looks great, except you find out they were cruising along, and you ask for the transition, and either they're stiff, or they lean, or they don't answer. So try to keep him soft in the left side, and stepping through into walk when you're ready. Not bad. He's got up a little bit, but the main idea is fine. Remember, not too much like this, a little more like that. If there's ever a question, let's stand still for a second. I don't want you to actually ride like this, but the way you can tell is if you took your whip and you held it this way, and you imagined you had two of them, one in each hand, they should cross kind of right in front of your eyes if your hand's in the normal position. So if you do your hand this way, then obviously that's wrong. Okay? So they should be basically upright hands, and they can do this, they can do this, they can say all these things, but they don't want to turn over and twist this muscle like that. So you can hold it the normal way. But if you're ever trying to decide, is this in the right place or not, just imagine where those two whips would be pointing. Okay? So walk your circle. Yeah, that's right, he needs a little caring. And now invite him to be lower, rounder, and giving in again. Exactly right. And then you've heard me talk about always having him ready for everything. And so even though the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is not canter, you want to speak to him in a way that if you wanted to canter, it would be right there, and he wouldn't look shocked, and he wouldn't ignore you, and he wouldn't be hollow. Same thing if you wanted to make a turn on the haunches or a turn on the forehand or a leg yielding. You just keep saying to him, hey, are you here? Are you answering this seat? Are you answering this half halt? Are you in front of me? Are you connected? Are you giving in? And those are the conversations that keep him interested in you. And they're usually conversations that are small enough that only you and he know of them. And let's come back and try. And if you ask and he gives you no answer or the wrong answer, then you make a big enough correction that, well, all right, everybody knows about it, but especially him. So that when it counts, the aids are able to be small and effective. This is quite nice like this. And let's go straight. Fine. Make a turn onto the center line and come back in a straight line right to letter B here. So it's like a teardrop shape, back to B, down and round a little more, over the top line, so the frame can close slightly and then you don't get the bulge under the neck. And your elbows stay real elastic and bent all the time. Your wrist is in a good position now. I may not have to break it after all. Good. All right, and so now 20-meter circle in the middle. Remember what I said about what we're trying to accomplish in sitting trot, right? So, in the beginning, if the trot has to be a little slower so that you can find the saddle and your seat, that's okay, but ultimately we want the trot to be the same whether you're posting or sitting. But it's a conducting seat, it's not a jiggly, limp, passive seat. So when you're ready, sit down. And keep the top line, the neck a little lower. Much better today. Keep what you've got and go straight. And you have a little conversation with the right jaw and right pole so it's flexible. Ride the loop from training 3. The into X and back out loop. And remember the bend changes at the quarter lines on both sides and you keep them a little more on the bit than that. Change your hips and your legs. Push him into the left outside rein. Second half was better than the first half. 10-meter circle at 3.
She's trying that part. First level.
Bend a lot.
No.
That's
The first level.
okay, yes, good. And now on the next long side, let's ride the loop again. And it's smooth like a bell curve. It curves in, changes the bend at the quarter line. Big, long, dome-shaped left curve. Changes at that quarter line and eases back onto the track. There you go, into the outside rein, which right now is the right rein because of the bend to the left. And now into the left rein as you bend to the right. Much better. 10-meter circle at the flamingos. As you finish the circle, come to rising trot and add a little more energy, and then on the circle, invite him to stretch long and low, but keeping the contact as he goes down. 20-meter circle. A little bit livelier. Push him down, push him deep. He's not quite in the reins enough. So the good news is he isn't pulling on you, and the bad, that's better. The bad news is he wasn't quite seeking your hand. He's better now. So you drive him down, you sort of make him take the bait and follow the hand. So the reins don't hang loose. In the free walk, they can be loose reins. In the stretching trot, they should be on contact. Regather all the way. We'll give you a break in a moment. Gather, bend your elbows, supple his pole, inviting him to give in. Careful of the mountain climber over there.
I would speak to them.
Water or the Gatorade?
She has to drink that first before she can get that.